The world of My Life is Cooler Than Yours social media is filled with young and beautiful people who seem to perpetually jet set from gorgeous destination to gorgeous destination, creating an endless supply of travel pornography aimed at making your privates tingle with a mixture of envy, FOMO, and excitement. And after we're finally done mentally pleasuring ourselves with images of pristine beaches and perfect sunsets, the most frequently asked question is, how can they afford that? Then we look at their subscriber count and the question promptly answers itself. This phenomenon has become so commonplace that a lot of us have started to believe the only way to be able to travel the world is with a large social media following. But then there are those of us who are social medially challenged. We got dreams too, baby. What are we supposed to do? Well, today, I'm going to share with you how I've been able to visit over 40 countries without being independently wealthy, having rich parents, a sugar daddy, or a Make-A-Wish Foundation. Please keep in mind that this is my own experience. People have many different ways they afford to travel. This is simply how I've done it. And make sure to watch it quickly before my subscriber count explodes and I look like a fool. The year was 2012. I was starting to dip my proverbial toe in the filmmaking waters and found myself on a website that sold plugins for Final Cut. That's a video editing software if you don't know what that is. Inside their FAQ was a question that said, where do you get the music for your explainer videos? Or something along those lines. Having always considered myself primarily a musician, I was naturally curious. The answer to the question simply stated that they got all their music from a website called Audio Jungle. At the time, I wasn't really familiar with the concept of stock photography websites, let alone what could be called a stock music website, which is exactly what Audio Jungle is. Technically, it's called a royalty-free music site. When I clicked through and started going through it, I had an epiphany. See, for a few years, I had been learning music production and had gotten pretty decent at producing my own songs. And when I heard the kind of music that was being sold on Audio Jungle, my immediate thought was, I can do that. And right then and there, I dropped everything I was working on so I could wholly focus on creating a few songs I could start selling on Audio Jungle. After taking much longer than I wanted, because that always happens, on June 19th, 2012, I uploaded my very first track to Audio Jungle under the moniker Monophobia Studio. The song is called Caffeinated Morning and falls under a genre I affectionately call snappy cell phone commercial. And it sounds like this. Shortly after, on that very same day, my first sale came in. The license sold for $14, and since I was a new author on the website, my 50% cut was $7. I was hooked. 2 days later, on June 21st, I uploaded my second track. This time, I went with a darker, more cinematic song that builds, that I creatively titled Cinematic Rising Climax. That one sounds like this. And then 3 more sales came in. Over the following 4 months, as sales started coming in daily, I uploaded a total of 14 songs, about a song per week. But when I decided to take a break from uploading, something interesting happened. I stopped uploading songs regularly, but sales kept coming in. In fact, as I stopped uploading songs, sales started increasing. For the first time in my life, I was experiencing the coveted, the mystical, the inscrutable yet ever elusive passive income. And I just wanted to luxuriate in its presence. I know, I should have capitalized on that success and worked even harder to upload more songs and gain more exposure and make more sales, etc. But yeah, I didn't do that. By early 2013, as proceeds from the sales of these 14 songs were starting to add up to a decent amount, I decided to use the newfound freedom provided by this passive source of income to pursue other interests of mine, like failing at YouTube. If you haven't watched that video, you can do so here. And extended travel, which is something I had wanted to do for the longest time. The first trip I took that was paid for with Audio Jungle money was to South America. I spent a few months visiting Colombia, Peru, Uruguay, and Argentina. And the beauty of it was that I didn't stop earning money while on this trip. In fact, I think I even managed to save a little money while traveling full time. time. Now, this is the part where people go,
And in that moment, I realized that passive income was the key to unlocking all my hopes and dreams. So I went back to the States to create a passive income empire.
yeah, no, if you know me, you know that doesn't really happen. But it did open my eyes to something I had been overlooking, that you can travel for a lot less than you think. Because the longer you travel, the more flexible you can be. And short of having a travel discount fairy godmother, sprinkling money-saving magic dust on your kayak vacation searches, the more flexible you can be, the more money you save. Since then, I've been lucky enough to visit over 40 countries on 5 continents. So, how do I afford to travel without a single subscriber or social media follower? By having a small source of passive income from selling my music online and taking advantage of the freedom that passive income provides to be very flexible with my time and find the best travel deals possible. That's it. Well, that and my OnlyFans. No, I'm kidding. I don't have an OnlyFans. Seriously, I don't. I don't have an OnlyFans.